the Philippine Stock Exchange is that the tax must be 10% over, I think, over 100,000. And the assessment must be made by the Bureau of Internal Revenue, but there's no requirement that the Bureau, the Internal Commissioner of Internal Revenue, will have to make a certification so that the succeeding issuance of a new certificate to the buyer can be issued. Except that is also only true in the case of land registration or land titles.
Sir, can I come back and answer that?
Yes, okay.
Yes.
But I don't think you can find it. Council, proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can I reiterate my request for Defense Counsel to please stipulate that the photocopy marked as Exhibit Quintupole P is a faithful copy of the car for this.
I think that will not be allowed because until now the commissioner cannot show us that she has to authorize the transfer of stock certificates. There was a reason for in the case of real estate and a policy reason, and that is to prevent tax evasion.
Can I at least request for conditional marking, Your Honor?
No, you present it at the time that the commissioner is ready to show us the law.
Thank you, Your Honor. We submit. Will you please identify, Madam Witness, your certification in Exhibit Quintupole-P-2 and Exhibit Quintupole-P-2-C.
This is the deed of sale of common shares that was submitted to the Bureau of Internal Revenue by the parties.
Can I request stipulation, and this will be my last
Well,
question?
the same thing. We'll have to find out first whether there is an authority to the commissioner to give authorization in the transfer of stocks transacted privately before the new certificate was issued to the buyer.
We submit, Your Honor, and so we respectfully reserve our right to present these documents upon compliance with the directive of the Honorable Presiding Officer.
Order.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. That will be all. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I beg the court's kind indulgence if I had any failings.
No
Thank you for your patience, Your Honor.
You're doing well.
Okay? Thank you, Your Honor.
Counsel may cross-examine if he wants to cross-examine.
If Your Honor, please, they have not announced on record that they are through with the direct examination. I would like to start now, Your Honor, but there may be a lot of repercussions later because he may ask quite a number of questions. I'm willing to proceed, Your Honor.
By thanking the...
I leave it to the pleasure to start the cross-examination now or not. It's your decision.
Right. If it will not be asking too much, Your Honor, I'll start with my cross-examination.
Proceed.
And this is in compliance with the directive of the Honorable Presiding Officer, Your Honor. Now, with the kind permission of the Honorable Court, I noticed that you have identified and discussed quite a number of transactions allegedly entered into between the Coronas, wherein the matter was brought to your attention, and within a week you have acted on it. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. And you dig deeper in those matters. You dig deeper into the capacity of the alleged buyer to pay the subject matter of the transaction. Is that, did I get you right?
It is in the face of the return, sir. I don't have to dig deeper.
No, you mean you did not examine anymore?
No,
No
sir.
examination made?
No, the income tax return I retrieved, and therefore I looked at the return and the card that was submitted, and based on that, that's why I said we made an examination.
Is this ordinary procedure that you adopt in your office?
Yes, Your Honor.
So
For
that-
some of the cases, especially for net worth method of
So-
investigation.
So you'll be able to present before this court transactions similarly circumstanced with this in the next hearing of this case.
Sir, I don't have to submit because we filed the case against Mr. Villarica under the same
No,
circumstance.
but I'm not asking you whether you filed the case or not. I'm asking you whether you'll be able to proceed to
Yes,
produce
sir.
before this court.
Objection, materiality, Your Honor. I invoke materiality as legal ground.
Well, he's under cross-examination. Let the witness answer.
All right. Now, kindly tell this honorable court, even 1, 2, or 3 transactions involving similarly circumstanced with this that you have acted upon within a week.
Yes, sir. Especially if especially if a taxpayer does not pay any taxes at all,
No.
then it is a very simple investigation.
No, again, you're not answering my question, Madam Commissioner. My question is, will you kindly tell this honorable court the cases that you have acted similar, which are similar to the present
That
transaction?
is confidential information because my authority to disclose information is only limited to those in the subpoena.
You mean,
Well, you're under cross-examination. The counsel is simply asking whether there are taxpayers similarly situated that
Yes, sir.
also receive a similar treatment.
Yes, sir.
my question is whether she can make up record, Your Honor, those alleged cases, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
If she knows,
Sir?
if you know.
Sir, I know, but I don't have authority to divulge it because of Section 71 and Section 270 of the National Internal Revenue Code.
You mean, but I heard you divulging a lot of transactions relative to income tax returns with respect to other persons in here other than the honorable
Misleading, Your Honor.
we submit, Your Honor.
Misleading.
Leading questions are authorized.
Misleading, Your Honor, please.
I'm misleading.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why misleading?
It assumes as true a fact not stated by the witness
I'm-
or contrary to what the witness has stated, Your Honor.
What is the fact assumed by the counsel?
The counsel is assuming that the witness has mentioned other taxpayers' names, which is not the case.
Well,
Aside from those listed in the subpoena, there are no other names.
I am on cross-examination, if Your Honor,
But
please.
I am objecting
entitled-
on the ground that it is misleading.
I
You
mean-
cannot ask misleading questions on cross.
Are you directing me?
Just a
Well, you
minute.
are not
The
supposed-
chair, I request the chair
Oh,
to
better-
so
thank
direct you.
Thank
Just a
you.
minute to clarify. Were you authorized by the President of the Philippines to reveal the income tax return of the
Corona from 1992 to 2010, Maria Carla Corona Constantino from year 2000 to 2010, the husband, Constantino III from year 2000 to 2010, Maria Charina Corona from year 2005 to 2010, Francis Corona from 2005 to 2010, and all the cars relating to Bellagio 1 in year 2009, all the cars in relating to transaction of McKinley Hills for a certain year. It's in the memorandum issued by the